Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hey everyone, looking at the market rundown, SPY, IWM, and QQQ. So after a very weak close yesterday on a lot of volume, we were looking for further downside today. We got a little bit to start the day, not as much as the bears were hoping for or anticipating. But being a good trader is all about being able to pivot and going in the exact opposite direction, even if it is against what you think is going to happen. Being able to react to what is actually happening is important. So we saw pretty early in the morning that the technology sector was going to be an important factor today. And if we were going to see another leg to the downside, it was going to require the technology sector dumping like we saw the financial sector dump yesterday. And we did see a break of some key supports. We broke the low of yesterday on the technology sector, but literally minutes after that break occurred, we saw the bulls show up in a big way. And I'd say about 10 minutes after that, we started breaking some of the lower highs on the 5-minute time frame on XLK, and that had us shift to be looking for some upside in the market to bounce with that technology sector, as well as the financial sector, which was coming off of its lows and at the high of the day as well. So the bulls did end up seeing a nice recovery. This is by no means saying that the bearish action is over. It is a good sign for the bulls that they were able to defend against a big dump to the downside and continuation. But we have a lot of resistance levels to be watching from back yesterday, because if you zoom in on the 5-minute time frame, yesterday is just a whole bunch of lower highs and lower lows, and every time we set a lower high, we're looking at a resistance level. So yesterday afternoon, we had a bounce attempt, and that was at 234.72, and we haven't even broken that level yet. So we haven't even started to break the lower highs on the 5-minute time frame. So that's what we're going to be watching tomorrow. We were also watching the hourly 20-period moving average resistance on SPY. We rejected from that level 4 hours in a row before the bulls finally gained it as support with their upside momentum the final hour and a half of trading today. So bulls, nice job, bullish candlestick, some gains to the upside, but tomorrow is going to be really important. We've got the healthcare vote tomorrow evening. A lot of people think that's going to be a potential catalyst in one direction or the other. But for me tomorrow, I'm just going to be watching the resistance levels established on the way down and how do the bulls react to those resistance levels. Must see a green follow through day tomorrow. If we were to see another red day tomorrow and perhaps an upper wick of profit taking and the bears show back up, we know that this bounce had very little momentum to the upside. It did not do much. And while it seems like fear was alleviated today, we saw from the high yesterday to the low, we dropped about $3.74, and we made back about 60-something cents of that today, 65 cents. So all in all, bears still have momentum. The bulls are trying to put a stop to it. It's still up to the bulls to prove to us that they have some follow-through by breaking some of the lower highs established from yesterday. So our new support, 233.05, resistance 234.61, and again that 234.72 level, I'll be watching that close as well. Still a bearish week, and we're watching these exponential moving averages, and 233.77 is the 8-period exponential that has been holding since the election, so the bulls want to hold that level by the end of this week on Friday. IWM saw a lot further downside, and IWM has consistently been a weaker name than the S&P 500, and that has changed every now and again, but overall, the past 2 months, really the past month at this point, we're going to be seeing if there is bearish action, the gains are greater in IWM. So today, the S&P 500 did not see nearly as much further downside as IWM did. The bulls did buy that dip as well, however, but look where we closed. We closed pretty much at the close of yesterday. So not much upside, where we had SPY regain 65 cents to the upside. IWM The close was 133.97. We gained 3 cents back. So still weak, but also a bullish reversal candlestick. Same scenario, we need follow through. You can look at yesterday's 5-minute chart, and every time a lower high was set, that's a resistance level to be watching to see if the bulls have strength into tomorrow. Weekly time frame, the bulls really want to hold 135.37 by the end of the day Friday in order to hold this middle Bollinger Band, which has been support since the election. We did break key support of 133.12, but it's up to the close this week as to whether or not we're going to lose that support. A close below 133.12 is a very significant loss of support, and it will be the lowest close that we've seen on the weekly time frame in multiple months, probably about 4 months at this point. So we are at a pretty critical support here for IWM. Bulls need to hold on the next 2 trading days. QQQ, strong recovery, and that's because the tech sector really held up the S&P 500 today, in my opinion. It was the driving force behind the bulls showing up. And we have a strong close on QQQ. So the middle Bollinger Band resistance, 130.74. We did reject from that level, unable to get back. But in terms of regaining the dump, we regained more of the dump here in QQQ than in any of the other 2 names. Also the close at the high of the day, and also some pretty solid bull volume. Not a lot of that volume at all was for the bears. So resistance is 130.82. Same thing, looking at the 5-minute time frame for resistance levels from the dump yesterday, and we'll also be updating that middle Bollinger Band tomorrow to see if the bulls can get over that level. So at this point, QQQ in the tech sector are really strong, and it's the tech sector that is holding the market together at this point. If we were to start to see money coming out of the tech sector, we would be looking for further pullback. QQQ is, however, forming a weekly bearish reversal candlestick. We have not seen one of these confirmed in a very long time. The last bearish candlestick that saw follow through was back here in October. So it has been 5 months without 2 red weeks in a row. So this is just our first red week, and it's obviously not set in stone yet. We have 2 trading days left to go. It is likely this is going to be a bearish reversal candlestick this week. Not a sure thing, but we could get all the way back up to 131.65, and it would still be a bearish reversal doji. So watching everything very closely tomorrow. It's a pretty important day to watch how much further upside can the bulls get on this recovery bounce, and we'll see if a red day tomorrow on any of these names will show that the bears are still in charge in the short term. I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.